All right, so today we're diving deep into ChatGPT,
Mm-hmm.
but not really how it works or how to use it.
Right.
We're going to be talking about how it learns.
Yes.
We're going to go back in time a little bit,
Okay.
back to its training days.
Sounds fun.
And we've got some anecdotes
Ooh.
straight from ChatGPT about how it learned. And I think what's really interesting here
Yeah,
is that these stories are funny,
definitely.
but they also give us insight into how powerful ChatGPT is.
That's right.
And it even shows that ChatGPT can find humor.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting to explore that a little bit more.
So the first story I want to talk about,
What's
Nicole,
that?
is insects.
Insects.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think those two things go together.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
So these scientists were totally stumped
Okay.
trying to figure out these insect migrations.
Hmm.
They couldn't figure out what was causing these insects to migrate.
Okay.
So they turned to ChatGPT and they fed it all this data.
All the insect data.
Yeah, all the data about the insects and their migrations.
Wow.
And what ChatGPT found was so interesting.
What would it find?
It actually found a hidden rhythm in the data.
A rhythm.
Yeah, it's almost like there was a musicality
Wow.
to how the insects were migrating.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's like ChatGPT was listening to nature's symphony or something.
That's a good way to put it.
But really what it was doing was finding these patterns in the data,
Okay.
like these recurring sequences in the insect behavior.
I see.
And it was able to link this rhythm, this musicality, to environmental factors.
Like what?
Well, like the Earth's magnetic field.
Wow.
All these things that the scientists hadn't even considered.
So they were looking in the wrong place.
Yeah, they were looking at all this other stuff.
Uh-huh.
And ChatGPT was able to see the bigger picture.
That's incredible.
I know. And what I find so fascinating
Yeah.
is it was able to find these patterns
Yeah.
that humans completely missed.
Right.
And it makes you think, like, what other things could ChatGPT find patterns in?
Well, yeah. I mean, if it can find patterns in insect migration,
Yeah?
imagine what it could do with other complex things.
Right, like maybe financial markets or the weather.
Exactly, like forecasting the weather.
Even social trends.
Ooh, that's a good one.
The possibilities are kind of endless.
It's really exciting to think about.
It is. Okay, so let's move on to the second story.
All right.
This one's all about humor.
Humor.
Yeah, specifically sarcasm.
Sarcasm.
And trying to teach an AI to be sarcastic.
Oh, man, that's hard for humans.
I know.
So I can only imagine how difficult that is for an AI.
Right, so they were trying to teach ChatGPT to be sarcastic.
Okay.
And in these early attempts,
Yeah.
ChatGPT's sarcasm was just so subtle
Uh-huh.
that the researchers totally missed it.
Really?
Yeah, they thought it was just making errors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I read about this.
Yeah.
So, like, they would ask ChatGPT something,
Okay.
like if it enjoyed responding, like in a chain, like a robot,
Okay.
and it would say something like,
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. It's the summum of excitement for an AI like me. It's like it was trying way too hard
Yeah.
to be subtle, and it just came off as so awkward.
That's hilarious.
It is really funny. And I think what's so interesting about that
Yeah.
is that it shows how hard it is to teach an AI sarcasm.
Right.
Like, sarcasm relies on so much unspoken context,
Definitely.
like tone of voice and shared understanding.
yeah, you have to understand those cues.
And for an AI to even attempt sarcasm,
Right,
it has to grasp all of those things.
but it has to grasp the nuances.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it has to understand human communication on a whole other level.
Exactly.
And I think it's really interesting to think about how we use sarcasm.
yeah,
Like, we use it to express the opposite of what we mean sometimes,
right, or to be ironic.
or to make a point without actually saying it.
Yeah, it's really complex when you think about it.
It is, and it's like a dance.
Mhm.
This intricate dance between language and meaning,
I like that.
and for ChatGPT to get there.
It had to not only understand the words,
Right.
but also like the intent behind the words.
Yeah, like the why.
The humor,
Yeah.
the subtle ways we're using language to say way more than the words actually mean.
Exactly.
So while ChatGPT has definitely gotten better at sarcasm,
Hmm.
it's still something that it's learning.
Right.
But that's part of what makes this whole thing so fascinating. 'Cause
Yeah.
like we're watching an AI learn to be more human,
To understand us better.
to understand how we communicate, how we think, how we joke,
And how we're weird.
and how we're weird. Exactly.
So we've got ChatGPT finding these hidden symphonies in nature
Yeah.
and trying to master sarcasm.
It's pretty impressive for an AI that's still learning.
What really stands out to you about these stories?
I think what stands out to me is the potential.
Yeah.
Like if ChatGPT can do all of that already,
Mm-hmm.
what else can it do?
Right. What else can it learn?
Yeah, like what are hidden talents or insights might it have?
Like what other things could surprise us?
Exactly.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
And maybe we'll get a few more laughs along the way.
Hopefully.
That's it for our deep dive today.
Until next time.
See ya.